Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Super Prime Time Max on the debate with Arnab. Now tonight I have the breaking news for you that OpenAI, which is the company, ladies and gentlemen, which you all know has created ChatGPT. So OpenAI has revealed that there has been foreign interference in the Indian elections. This is a huge development. OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, are saying officially tonight that the foreign interference in the Indian elections is, according to the OpenAI, aimed at helping the Congress party and aimed at working against the BJP. So OpenAI has found that anti-BJP, pro-Congress foreign interference has been there in the Indian election. OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, are claiming tonight through their technology and their report that a commercially funded campaign, which means that money has been exchanged, money has been paid to target the BJP and help the Congress party. These are not revelations of Republic, these are revelations of OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT. And they are saying, ladies and gentlemen, that this money has probably been paid to an Israeli commercial company, and that all of this has been scientifically proven by the data miners at OpenAI, raising very serious questions about why any foreign company or why any foreign player is working so hard to help the Congress party. Now, in my view, and you will say tonight what should come out of it, in my view, the Congress party must now explain whether they have known about any such Israeli or any other such company that is helping them in the general elections of 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very serious matter, because our enemies, other foreign countries who are competing with us, do not want a stable India. They do not want a strong India. And if this government gets re-elected, these foreign countries who want to compete with us economically and geostrategically, who don't like the fact that we'll be the third largest economy in the world, they won't be very happy if this government gets re-elected. But today's report, which I'm bringing to you tonight exclusively on Super Primetime Max on the debate with Arnab, should really raise alarm bells. Even Congress supporters watching should ask tonight why foreign companies and foreign individuals are trying to help the Congress party to ensure that Narendra Modi does not get re-elected. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to you with big debates. I'm very clear about my focus tonight, and it's on the wall tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The big debate: has there been foreign interference? Is there foreign interference in the 2024 elections? The nation wants to know why those people who are trying to interfere want to help the Congress party. Ladies and gentlemen, that is such a big story. And at 9 p.m. tonight, I believe there is already a campaign that is on to discredit the Indian elections. And there are some parties who have already decided that come what may, they will not accept the results of this election. They will try and carry out a campaign of anarchy. And because we and Republic are believers in the election process, we want to fight them, and we want you to stand with us hand in hand as we fight these forces. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two big debates tonight, a breaking news story, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on the debate tonight. The Congress party says it has won the elections on the social media, declared their target is 300 par. Who is losing the battle of narratives tonight? They are raising questions on the EVM even before the last vote is cast. Is there a secret indie plan to challenge India's democratic process itself? As they prepare and meet and strategize in the national capital ahead of the results, all eyes are on whether the indie will accept the verdict or not. And the biggest breaking news story tonight, ladies and gentlemen, ChatGPT creators OpenAI claims it has proof of disruptive actions by an Israeli company which has been paid to help the Congress party and work against the BJP in these elections. open foreign interference detected by OpenAI. Israeli firm worked to generate anti-BJP and pro-Congress, pro-India alliance statements. Big expose by OpenAI. And big pre-result booster for the Indian economy. GDP growth is at 8.2%. Big spurt compared to the 7% expansion in 2023. And ladies and gentlemen, the Congress party seems to have anticipated its defeat, and therefore they are saying that doesn't matter what happens in the elections. We are going to win on YouTube. We are going to win on Twitter. We're going to win on Insta. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to win on Cool. We're going to win on Facebook. We're going to win everywhere. But we can't win on the EVMs. Ladies and gentlemen, hilarious story of the day followed by the big breaking tonight. Let's have a look.
Viewership on YouTube, likes on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. The data you see on your screens shared by the Congress on their Twitter handle to claim victory in 2024. The Congress party playing the numbers game not on elections but on their social media likes and viewership. They claim they have won the elections on social media.
YouTube पर मार्च से मई के बीच में, और मैं 16 मार्च के डेटा से बात करी हूँ कि जिस दिन चुनाव अनाउंस हुआ था उससे 30 मई तक का डेटा है। 613 मिलियन व्यू कांग्रेस पार्टी के थे, 150 मिलियन व्यू भाजपा के थे। इंस्टाग्राम को बड़ा यूथ फ्रेंडली माना जाता है। इंस्टाग्राम पे हमारी एवरेज लाइक 1,21,000, बीजेपी की एवरेज लाइक 26,945। हमारे इंप्रेशंस ट्विटर पे जबरदस्त उसमें बढ़त हुई। एवरेज लाइक हमारे ट्विटर पे बीजेपी से कई गुना ज्यादा है। यही स्टोरी फेसबुक की है, यही स्टोरी यूट्यूब की है, यही स्टोरी इंस्टाग्राम की है।
The Prime Minister though is calm and confident. Kashi votes tomorrow and he is in Kanyakumari reflecting on the elections.
माई गंगा हमें गोद ले 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 हैल। काशी के लिए ये बार का चुनाव नव काशी के साथ विकसित भारत के निर्माण का चुनाव हो। काशी के लोगन के 1 जून के दिन नया रिकॉर्ड बनावे के हो।
As Congress prepares for a social media government, unfortunately for them, elections are not fought on Instagram. They are political battles fought in the real world based on real issues.
4 जून के बाद देश की जनता मोदी सरकार तो बनाएगी, लेकिन इतना भर नहीं, और भी बहुत कुछ होने वाला है। ये इंडी गठबंधन टूट करके बिखर जाएगा, खटाखट खटाखट। पराजय के बाद बलि के बकरे को खोजा जाएगा, खटाखट खटाखट।
Everyone watching tonight wants Niranjan and Abhishek to tell us more about what OpenAI has found about the foreign interference in the Indian election. Over to both of you, Niranjan and Abhishek.
Arnab, I'll just quickly tell you what the report says. It's a report that speaks about content generation. The report itself is titled AI Covert Influence Operations Latest Trends, and I'm going to flip straight to page number 31. And on page number 31, it makes a mention of an Israeli company. This is an interesting mention, Abhishek. It says, and it speaks about the Israeli firm here. It says the operation also used models to create fictional personas, bios for social media based on certain variables such as age, gender, location, conduct research into people in Israel who commented publicly on the Histadrut trade union in Israel, goes on to speak about that module. But this is the interesting part while speaking about the Israel module. On page number 35, it speaks about in the second paragraph, in May, the network began generating comments that focused on India, criticized the ruling BJP party, praised the opposition Congress party, Abhishek.
Well, it's clear the people who wanted an investigation or probe on Pegasus are still silent. And we had the Congress party suggesting that they have won the campaign on social media. Is this the kind of campaign they have won where they were using this kind of malware, information warfare to create an ecosystem or an echo chamber on the social media and perhaps thought that they would be winning? The real victory or defeat would be there on June 4. But clearly there was an attempt at influencing the elections, creating an echo chamber where they thought that if they create an echo chamber on social media of Congress winning, it might translate on the ground. They need the probe.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Back to Arnab.
On this a while back, Niranjan, I spoke just before coming into the show to Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Union IT Minister, techie himself, and this is what he said. Shekhar, are you on the phone line with us, please, now?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, you have put out a very strong tweet on this OpenAI finding regarding interference in the election process. Clearly, you're taking it very seriously.
Yes, I mean, it is something that we have been raising first as a government before the elections, and of course during the elections, Arnab, as you know, we have met the Election Commission repeatedly and cautioned them on this, the trend and the evidence of interference in our elections, both by political parties in India with misinformation and, fake videos and deep fakes, as well as clearly there was evidence that there was interference from outside the country as well. And these OpenAI revelations, albeit a little belated, and what we have heard from Meta as well, Arnab, essentially confirm what we have been saying all along, that there has been clearly a pattern of targeting the BJP and our Prime Minister with these overseas or vested interest-driven influence operations. And this really puts it out there for everybody as a confirmation of what we have been saying for so many days and months.
Are you saying that the Congress party is hiring foreign companies or foreign players or foreign institutions as part of its campaign here of information or disinformation, whatever it is? Are you saying the Congress party is in touch with foreign players to influence the elections?
There are three clearly visible patterns. There are three clearly visible things that are very, very clear to everybody.
Come closer.
One is videos and deepfakes that are being created within the country and then being propagated by Congress handles. As you know, there are videos of our Honorable Home Minister that were modified and morphed to represent something very different and then amplified by some Congress handles. And then you have, certainly as Facebook and Meta have recently revealed, many accounts, most of them overseas accounts, that are running a campaign against the government, against India and against the BJP. And now you have OpenAI, where there is a company, overseas company, obviously commercially mandated, because obviously nobody will do this for free, that is running a operation against India and the government of India and the BJP. Now, who's behind which one of these is something that I believe needs to be very, very closely investigated. And whoever the forces are that are trying to disrupt the Indian democracy in the Indian elections must be investigated and exposed, and the law must apply to them. So I think it is my view at this stage, prima facie, after seeing what OpenAI has put out and what Meta and Facebook have put out, that this is something that is very, very serious. This is something that we had warned and cautioned, of course, the Election Commission, and we had cautioned the people of India also about. And this is now coming out to becoming a reality, and it's something that we cannot just leave unscrutinized or uninvestigated.
Can the Congress party finally, Mr. Chandrasekhar, have a line of deniability? And if they say that these are our well-wishers who may be doing it, we have nothing officially to do with it. So we are at sort of one arm's length removed.
I am certainly not going to jump to a conclusion and say that it is the Congress party, but I think the people of India realize and have seen over the last 40 days how the Congress party has been in many ways and in repeated occasions talking the language that in many occasions seemed like it was a language of from some overseas terrorist state or some country that was aiding and abetting interests of against India. So, look, I will just leave it at that for the moment.
Yes.
I don't want to say anything more about who is behind this, but I will strongly make the point that this is something that needs to be investigated. It is an absolute threat and challenge to the Indian democracy and to the Indian electoral process that must not go uninvestigated.
Yeah. Ms. Chandrasekhar, thank you very much. Okay. Exit poll is tomorrow. I want to remind everyone. I'll start at about, I'm going to start at about 4 o'clock. And I hope to bring you the results, perhaps, ladies and gentlemen. I think it would be fair. I can bring you the results after 6:30. This is what I'm anticipating tomorrow. And we have 2 exit polls. Tomorrow we have the P-Mark Republic exit poll. We have the Metrise Republic exit poll. Then we have 5 polls we've shortlisted for the Republic poll of polls. So it's very, very representative. Now, this is a big story. I want to start with Raghu Doderi. He's a political analyst from Bangalore. Syed Asad Abbas and Pankaj Sharma are on his side. So I presume he has a slightly anti-BJP position. I can see Rashmi Samant with us. I can see Sardar R.P. Singh with us. And Sohail and Saurabh Ganapatya is going to be joining us. Raghu, AI has made this claim. OpenAI has made this claim. And it's happening on a day when the Congress party says we have won the elections on the social media. Firstly, elections are not fought on social media. But if you have paid somebody money to give an impression, you pay lots of money to anyone, maybe an Israeli company or someone, to give an impression that you're ahead. What is it worth? It's not going to get you votes. Those Israelis are not going to come and vote for you. Those bots are not going to go to the polling booth. So, Raghu, how do you view this?
No, I think first of all, what Minister has said that I was just hearing is what he said. I think that looks so much of frustration in his voice, and that looks like that frustration is shown. Is losing his election as well as the BJP and NDA losing the election. So minister, he was the minister. The current government, BJP government, is in power. The government, like he is raising that at the just day before the last stage of the phase of the election. So which clearly shows that the government is losing. Very clearly, it is shown in his seen in his face and his voice. So when it comes to an OpenAI and other political parties using the technology, I think it's just everyone are using social media for their political promotions. But now there is a strict, clear indication and clear rules. Election Commission has restricted using the social media in their election campaign. But I think nothing has such sort I have seen in recent. But I think
but why would an Israeli company? The question is more fundamental.
Especially
why would? And I'll get Advocate Saurabh Ganapatya, who's joining us right now. He's also a data analyst. He's on the other side of the political spectrum. Saurabh, you hear me? Saurabh? I don't think he can hear me. But Rashmi, how do you view this? This latest report that OpenAI has found signs of foreign interference through an Israeli connection in the Indian elections. Rashmi? I don't think Rashmi's audio is through either. Okay. Saurabh, you can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now. I was just asking you, Rashmi, how do you view this latest OpenAI report?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Well, Arnab, if I quickly may, I think the person that just pointed out that, the minister is agitated and is concerned and that shows that the BJP is losing, I think that's very wrong. I think any Indian would be concerned if they heard that there was some sort of, foreign interference in Indian elections. And the fact that the person here shows no concern shows that how little he cares for this country and its future, from interference from these kinds of foreign elements. I think it's very, very concerning, especially now at a stage when India has made the progress from the 10th largest economy to the 5th largest economy. All world powers are taking India very seriously, and we're a serious threat on the global stage.
Yeah.
So these kinds of things are actually coming at a time, it's a serious threat to the autonomy of this country, and it is something that every party needs to take seriously.
This
And
OpenAI, the
that
OpenAI
said-
finding, Advocate Saurabh Ganapathe, do you hear me now? Yeah. So this OpenAI, there are two things, Saurabh, which have happened today. One is this OpenAI finding, and it's an OpenAI report. By the way, it's not a BJP report. Let me clarify. Sohail also on the left along with Saurabh. The OpenAI, who are the creators of ChatGPT and therefore have access to fairly incredible technology, which cannot be questioned by all, they have put out a report that there has been an attempt at foreign interference in the Indian election. They have traced it to an Israeli commercial entity, and they have clearly said that this is aimed at creating a narrative for the Congress and against the BJP. Now, this is the information I have. How do you view it, Saurabh?
Two things I want to suggest you. First of all, this reminds me, this takes me back to 2016, when we had, if you remember, Cambridge Analytica interfering in American elections.
Yeah.
Now, if you understand the Cambridge Analytica work profile, and if you understand the way of work they had, see, people are sitting on internet, people are giving some likes, giving some hearts, giving some comments to any particular post. Based on that, through their 6 likes, 7 likes, even 10 likes, they used to understand the personality of the people. And now, Arnabji, what has happened over here is technical intelligence has gone ahead. We were discussing about the human intelligence, we were discussing about other intelligences. Tech int has also gone ahead. Now, what's happening over here is on social media. Let me just tell you, on social media, there are many people who are always in touch with me. I'm not having any grudges about anyone in mind, but there are people, Arnabji, who are not even able to speak 3 or 4 sentences really well when they're speaking. But such people you can see writing some prolific things, writing some prolific statements under any particular post. How is it possible? It's possible because of the work ChatGPT. Now, these people who can't even speak properly, they mess up in grammatical mistakes. I respect them because they might be depending on their social status, education status. We cannot differentiate them. They are voters also, but at the same time, they're not able to express themselves properly. Such reports or such technologies help them express really well. This is the second thing I want to say. And one more thing I want to say, other things I'll explain in a later debate. Remember one thing, Arnabji, now last elections, we had 45% votes for the NDA, 37% votes for BJP. Now, iska matlab, 55% votes are against BJP. They are not concentrated in one party. They are not concentrated to one party. They are.
Well, I'll come to the numbers later. Sorry to intervene, Saurabh. I just want to give everyone their turn here. And I'm saying tonight, viewers, that if you're watching the debate tonight, you should be very, very concerned about 2 things. First, Sohail, you should be concerned about the fact that there is absolute, undeniable proof that foreign companies have been used to try and influence the narrative in an Indian election. Secondly, Sardar R.P. Singh, that this extremely expensive use of technology has been used to benefit the Congress and attack the BJP. This is undeniable fact. Undeniable fact. Now, in my view, Sardar R.P. Singh, who needs to explain here? Who needs to explain what's going on? Sardar R.P. Singh, spokesperson of the BJP.
Arnab, you hit the nail at the right point, and that is that the political point, other than the foreign agency being, is who's funding all this. When someone is funding all this, and that need to be exposed, and that agency or that entity need to be exposed, and also that which route money has been routed to them, by which route the money has reached to that company, and how they are using that money, and that is one part. And which are the Indian political parties which have routed money to them, and which are the foreign agents of those parties who has used that money and routed the money further to them. So this whole of this process needs to be exposed.
Yes.
But yes.
And one more thing, viewers, I have more and more information on this. Actually, lot of people watching my program tonight on Super Prime Time Max, and people are telling me Arnab, how is it that it's only Republic breaking the story? Have you got it right? Well, I want to tell them today that if you want to follow the real news, follow it here. If you want to follow Indie-sponsored news, you can watch it anywhere else. But, Sohail, this starts in very early May. And the OpenAI report says that in May, the network began generating comments that totally focused on India. They totally criticized the ruling BJP party and consistently praised the opposition Congress party. So, OpenAI says in the report that there were actors who can be hired for spreading anti-BJP propaganda, for hire Israeli threat actor posting anti-BJP content across the internet, and goes on to say, we banned a cluster of accounts operated from Israel that were being used to generate and edit content for an influence operation. Sohail, influence operation, very expensive influence operation that spanned across X, Facebook, Instagram, websites and YouTube. Your first comments on this breaking story, Sohail.
Here's what's happening. If you remember, and one of your panelists referred to Cambridge Analytica.
Yes.
If you remember, Mark Zuckerberg was hauled over the coals by the US Congress for the role that Facebook apparently had played in the last elections. The EU also censured Facebook.
Yes.
What we're seeing, Arnab, is very deep state agenda-driven communication. They will start a process, they will get into your social media accounts, and they will continue to infiltrate those accounts with Goebbelian type of messaging, which will either portray the Prime Minister in bad light, it will foment hatred between communities, it will talk about how communities are not voting for the BJP or voting for the BJP. This kind of nonsense will stop. Number one. Number two, they will also accentuate any hate or hate-driven comments as we have been seeing. So even if the comments are hate-driven and are subject or confined to a particular time or a particular period, they will be amplified by these AI-controlled bots only to foment greater trouble. These are not supporters of democracy. They are supporters of anarchy. These AI fora are nothing but guns for hire. They are social media mercenaries who must be taught a lesson. You have the mercenaries who live off the coast of Somalia. These are mercenaries you will find behind computers and desktops and laptops. These are not people who have any love for democracy. They aren't people who have love for India. They want a divisive, a hate-ridden, and an India that they can destabilize. But here's the good news. These reports always come out. Karma always bites you in this lifetime.
That's the point.
That this is not going to happen. And whoever today on your panel supports AI must also remember that there's a reason why you call it artificial intelligence and not natural intelligence.
Absolutely.
Artificial intelligence, things gets caught up.
No, see, Sohail, this is very, very big. You are extremely good on digital technology, branding. You head the CIA committee on branding. Nobody knows how to do branding better than you. But this is against our country's interests. I say, Syed and Pankaj, this is an Indian election. I'm not saying who has done it, but you have to be an absolute traitor to pay money to foreigners to influence an election in India. And Pankaj and Syed, after Cambridge Analytica was found, they should have desisted. Now, listen here. Accounts which had earlier posted about Canada started suddenly in April switching focus to the USA and then to India. Then from these accounts, they put out tweets like, and I quote one tweet, "No more support for BJP as long as Amit Malviya is involved." So somebody based in America, right, or Canada is talking about Amit Malviya. We also note here in the OpenAI report that they say that we disrupted some activity focused on the Indian elections less than 24 hours after it had begun. So how do we understand this, viewers? Whoever this pro-Congress person was, thought that we will create a narrative, pay money, right? And then go around the world saying, see how popular we are on social media. But you know, these Indian voters don't vote for us on EVMs, so EVMs must be bad. This is all part of a very sick plan to discredit the elections. Sick and, Syed, sickening, nauseating, repulsive, malicious, unbearable, desperate.
Vindictive.
Vindictive. Vindictive.
Can I come in, Arnab?
Derogatory.
Arnab, can I come in, Arnab?
I knew he'll do that. I knew Sohail will do that. That's his. Yeah, please stop your Lamard snobbery on my program. Okay, I get Syed to respond to the breaking news story tonight. Syed, are you a bot or a human being? Are you a bot?
Preposterous. It's always a pleasure, Arnab, to debate on your show along with my good friend Sohail said. Absolute pleasure. But of course, I do not agree with a couple of my points made by my friend. Of course, you know, the points that made by Sohail Bhai is, with respect to the AI. Also, let me mention, I'm sure Sohail Bhai has seen this beautiful conversation between Bill Gates and our Honorable Pradhan Mantri ji, Narendra Modi ji, where Modi ji said AI is like an eye, eye meaning mother. So artificial intelligence as a whole, if you want to make it a very bad thing, well, go ahead. My Honorable Prime Minister of our beautiful country of India thinks it's like an eye.
Sir, please don't philosophize on my program. Rashmi is getting bored. Rashmi, you should come to the point. No.
I'm coming.
I don't give me all this philosophy. Answer nahi karna hai to bolo. I will not answer. Rashmi.
I will answer now. The fact of the matter is,
Rashmi, please.
The fact of the matter is, Congress party today is winning and winning big. And why, so you may ask me, the Bharatiya Janata Party, which had a very strong control over the social media, is losing ground. And let me tell you, Congress, Bharatiya Janata Party
can be used to cut butter. It can also be used to cause harm. So you can't just glorify AI just because it does something good. Now we're talking about some downsides. You just can't
Modi ji
just because he made
Facebook,
a comment on a different context, you cannot use that to underplay a grievous crime.
That is all it is, Arnab.
I'll tell you, Pankaj.
The fact is you're losing ground.
Pankaj, it's a Cambridge Analytica level, not analytical level. Pankaj, see. A deepfake video of Amit Shah was circulated, right? And it was aimed at saying that reservation rights will be taken away. Attempt to create riots in India before the elections, but we exposed them. Meta also dismantled thousands of fake accounts originating from China, right, which were very focused on Indian politics. Last month, Microsoft warned of China-based cyber troops trying to target the Indian elections. This was put out by the Microsoft Threat Analysis Center. So Microsoft, 1. Meta, 2. OpenAI, creators of ChatGPT, 3, have all found foreign interference. And 2 of them have found foreign interference coming from China. Now your party, the Congress party, has a secret arrangement with China, which Sonia Gandhi got Rahul Gandhi to sign. And just before the elections, Chinese are getting involved and money is being paid to help the Congress.
But you've frozen the accounts of Congress. How will Congress
No, please. No jokes here. No jokes here.
Arnab, it's a fact. Ask the income tax
jokes
department.
Here. Pankaj, I think the Congress must reply. Must answer.
Is still open.
Yes. Pankaj and RP.
Which can afford.
Pankaj and RP, ladies and gentlemen. Polling on right now. Should the Congress explain after the AI revelation?
Arnab, you are forgetting one thing. You are not adding another thing to this. The deep state in Pakistan is also supporting Congress. The deep state in Pakistan, they are allied together. They are ongoingly targeting.
If you have information that the state of Pakistan is intervening in India's elections, why don't you take action? Why don't you take action? And everyone knows everyone knows that BJP has been spending a huge amount on social media for last 10 years. And BJP's IT cell is the most well-oiled machine.
This is a live example here. How could
BJP packages 50 lakh WhatsApp groups to disseminate whole related information,
Pakistan,
fake information.
China and people like Soros are involved.
BJP's desperation is such. BJP's desperation has reached to a level that now
desperation is yours,
is a new destination. Foreign intervention. Foreign intervention.
That shows the desperation.
BJP has realized that it has lost the battle. Not reaching to clear majority mark, stopping somewhere between 200 and 215 seats at the most. So this new uproar about AI.
It is not a new uproar about AI. Can I get some big graphic plates made on the story so you understand? I'd like to bring in Advocate Saurabh Ganapate along with Raghu Doderi on this debate tonight. Viewers, it is not what is happening is extraordinary. Now, Raghu and Saurabh, please come to the debate. I'm saying you can pay a YouTuber based somewhere in Europe who doesn't even live in India. Maybe there is somebody who lives in Italy or Germany. You can pay the person a lot of money to make videos, and then you pay more money to get the videos circulated. You know, you pay any of these social media companies, they'll make it go viral. But how many votes will it actually get you? They will not get you votes. They will only get you a social media narrative for a short time. So Raghu, this OpenAI story has to be taken seriously. Do you consider OpenAI a serious company which has got its data analytics right?
No, I think recently, Elon Musk has already said that artificial intelligence is going to take over the human. It's a threat to the humans itself. So the OpenAI, if it is the artificial intelligence threat to humans, it's a threat to everything. But one unfortunate thing, like I was just surprised, which I heard from the ministry, that just before the election, this issue has been raised as a big threat to the country. So what is that intelligence has been? The government is the minister is in power for last 10 years. So what is their intelligence has been doing? Intelligence, does he accept that the intelligence of his government has failed?
No, but that's so bizarre.
The first question.
That's so bizarre. Can I respond to that? So our debate keeps moving. Raghu, I won't answer that. I do.
Yes.
After 26/11, there were people who said, why do you want to blame Pakistan? What were the Indian security forces? What was the Indian Navy doing? That's not the point. The point is of foreign interference. The point is, Saurabh, that there are some Indians who will join hands with foreign forces to influence an election. And they would do that only if they were losing. No party that is on the ground would do that, Saurabh.
This is for the first time we have come in with organized way. Because I still remember 6 years back, we had this particular talks in Maharashtra politics also. Sudhir Mungantiwar had a speech on certain issue. He was a minister at that time. And there were 24 reactions to Sudhir Mungantiwar's speech on Facebook in first 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. Out of 24, 1800 were haha. 1800 were haha.
Voting.
So you can imagine now, people like me, they know the technology well, but people who are 20-25 years senior to us, or people who are 20-25 years junior to us, they won't understand this particular technology. So if they find out of 2400, 1800 or haha, they will understand that there is a perception created against Mr. Sudhir Mungantiwar or for any other government. So what happens is that although these are fakes, these are bots, these are cyborgs also can understand, but at the same time, suppose if they are doing such kind of things, automatically you can also start thinking that person might be speaking something completely wrong.
Because these companies, whoever they are working with, these bots, would have a deep understanding of technology, and I bring Sohail and Rashmi back to the debate. They would use the technology and their understanding of human psychology to try to influence an election. We are here gathered tonight to debate the ethics of it. Let's not get into issues such as, Pankaj, if you are so powerful, if you have been in power, why can't you stop it? I mean, that's not the point. The question is whether you should be doing it.
Absolutely.
That's the point. Yeah. Yeah,
So, Arnab, I think Congress party has already confirmed that they're not involved in any of such activities, right? So
no, Congress party has not clarified. I think they need to clarify. Sohail.
First, you find out who is behind this, who is doing it.
1 minute. The most odious argument is, because you were in power, why did you not break the law? I mean, what kind of logic is that? Or because you were in power, you should have known. The fact that they are in power is the reason why they know. A. B. What does it say about the Congress or any opposition party's processes of ethicality? I think Arnab Goswami raised a very important point at the beginning, which said that this is not about scuttling the democratic process. It is also in many ways reputative and anti-India, because democracy is our ethos, is our DNA. So in many ways, whoever is doing this is anti-India and anti the idea of India, because the idea of India rests.
Find it out.
Did I interrupt you? Wait. Every time you do this, I have to again remind you. Let me finish. Third, very important point, as one of the people against the report said, but the minister should resign, minister is responsible. Here, we should come together to fight the scourge of AI or technology interfering with a democratic process. In this, there are no sides. There is no right side or wrong side. There is no opposition or government. We are all together in this in order to stop the scourge.
Yes.
We have to come together.
It's against the country. It's against the country's interests. And any case, you know,
Stop this.
Stop what? You tell the Congress party to stop it.
Stop this foreign intervention.
These people don't understand that these crimes operate on a global scale, that they do not operate on the Indian soil for somebody to physically go apprehend somebody. These things happen on a global scale. And for these reports to come out itself is a miracle, because companies like OpenAI, big giants, are not known to be transparent with what goes on. The fact that they've come forward with this news, it actually indicates the magnitude to which electoral interference has happened. And I think it is very, very juvenile to say that, they should have known. These crimes are happening.
The other question is, the other question which emerges out of this is, and I have to take calls, so after my 30-second break, I'll take calls. The other question is that it has been put out, viewers, by the Microsoft Threat Analysis Center, that China will use content generated through artificial intelligence to disrupt Lok Sabha elections in India. Now, question is, why would, if this is coming from China, why is the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese power establishment taking an anti-BJP and a pro-Congress position? Why are the Chinese authorities taking a pro-Congress position? Every reasonable Indian, every thinking Indian should ask that question. Calls now in this section. Question is, Syed, let's move very fast. Why would the Chinese cyber troops become anti-BJP and pro-Congress? Why are Chinese government cyber troops working for Congress and anti-BJP?
Arnab, firstly, I heard great reviews about your studio. I'm sure when Republic Global is going there, you must certainly have Xi Jinping in your studio and ask the Chinese bureaucrats, Democrats,
I'm asking you, I'm asking you, since you're skipping it, I'm asking, it's a question everybody is asking tonight, that why are Chinese cyber troops who are targeting the Indian Lok Sabha elections, Raghu, anti-BJP and pro-Congress? Why are the Chinese cyber troops not pro-BJP and anti-Congress?
BJP's toolkit of this perception building for this the last phase of the election, Arnab?
Pardon me, what did you say?
Whatever the BJP and the BJP minister has been raising, it looks like...
Oh, so the BJP, according to you, okay, so according to you, I'll get RP Singh on this. RP and Sohail, I can be off the screen. What you're suggesting is that the BJP has told OpenAI to release a report.
Arnab, the day Congress party opens their document, they make their document which was signed by Rahul Gandhi public, that day they will have a right to speak anything about China, because they are, as per me, on the payrolls of the Congress party.
Let me get Rashmi and Sohail. 1 minute. No, 1 minute.
On the last phase of the election,
on the 6th of April, there was a report. On the 6th of April, Rashmi and Sohail, there was a report from the Microsoft Threat Analysis
Then what
Center.
has been the BJP government doing? Why were they silent? Why were they kept quiet all these days? So that shows very clearly that they wanted to selectively discuss and selectively propagate
Rashmi.
and create a narration about the election, is it?
Elections are going on, sir. Nobody can talk these things when an election is going on. It will be taken up once there is a new government. So during election, if the ruling party takes action on such things, you will be the first person to take the roads and block the roads and call hartal and stop the elections. See, it is a democratic process, and things like these can be only investigated post-elections because
why can't the Bharatiya Janata Party speak about it? Arnab, the fact is, the BJP is rattled. Of course, you can talk about it. If it is such a wrongdoing, you can definitely talk about it. So you can't be selective in your talking, ma'am. It's absolutely unfair and unfortunate. The fact is, the Bharatiya Janata Party today has lost the plot. It is very clear. It is absolutely clear that they are using the social media.
I get Sohail on this, Sohail and Pankaj. The biggest issue in this country right now should justifiably be the proven foreign interference in an Indian election, the effort and the statements from Meta, Microsoft and OpenAI on it. There cannot be silence from the Congress. Sohail.
So I just want to ask all those panelists who are saying, oh, why does the BJP not do this? Why did the BJP not find out? Are you fundamentally against this level of intrusion and this level of interference?
Yes.
If you love your country, the answer should be yes. Number two, let's imagine everything you're saying is true, that the BJP was inept, the government was lazy. Would you still want to blame the government, or do you want to blame those scoundrels?
Yeah, caller coming in. Venkatesh from Bengaluru responding. Yeah, Sohail, 1 minute. Venkatesh, hi.
Hi, Arnab. Good evening. Thank you very much for taking the call.
Thank you.
I was just reading the press release from OpenAI, and the targets were Russian invasion of Ukraine, conflict in Gaza, and Indian elections. And specifically, they were against the BJP and praising the Congress. Now, one can understand some crazy geeks trying to be anti-establishment and being anti-BJP, but praising the Congress definitely raises a red flag with the MOU that the Congress signed. Now, the important aspect is that, when drones came out, the regulations caught up much later, saying how to destroy unauthorized or unlicensed drones. The same thing is happening here, using OpenAI. I am a customer of OpenAI, by the way. Using the simple API is not very expensive. Any intern and a graduate tech can do this. I think what the government needs to do is to formalize things like the Data Protection Act, which has been sitting on the president's table, have something similar to the AI, responsible AI in Europe that's been introduced.
Yeah, I also want to tell you, Venkatesh, may I intervene and just say one thing to you? Venkatesh, the people who have been hired here, they have no ideological stance. For example, they take on radical Islamists in the context of Canada. They are pro-Palestinian in another context. And then from April, May, these same people, this network starts generating comments that are anti-BJP and pro-Congress. So these are guns for hire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very disturbing report. The way I see it, the Congress party has become delusional. It genuinely thinks that it can win an election on social media. Or it could be, and that's where I'm saying something suggestive, that there are some new entrants in the Congress party who want to please their masters by generating social media traffic and then doing press conferences saying that we are more popular in terms of likes and friend requests and retweets than the BJP. In my view, the way I see it, these are non-serious people. These are not serious people. These are not serious activists. These are not serious political workers. These are not serious politicians. These people consider politics to be some kind of a game. These people are lateral entrants into politics with no real commitment to politics. And their understanding of the country is extremely shallow. To them, I would say just one thing. You do not win an election in India by getting friend requests or getting reposted on Instagram. If you think you do, all I would say to you is, get a life.